Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome. Thank you for joining us for this thought provoking and future oriented session. At Jio Institute, we are not only talking about future, but we are actively preparing for it. Today's masterclass, the AI ready graduate, building skills for tomorrow's workplace and AI native businesses. It's an invitation to reimagine how we learn, work, and lead a rapidly evolving AI powered world. It's an honor to introduce our speaker, Dr. Vishnu. Dr. Vishnu is Assistant Professor at Jio Institute. He brings an exceptional combination of academic depth and real world expertise. He holds a PhD from IMK and an MBA from IIT Bombay. His research focus on current focus areas like blockchain, emerging technologies, consumer adoption of emerging technologies, and related subjects are increasingly shaping the digital and AI driven economy. Prior to academia, Dr. Vishnu also held strategic positions at Vodafone India and also contributed through consulting to renowned organizations like Johnson and Johnson, Bennett Coleman. This masterclass today also offers a glimpse into Jio Institute's Tech Track program. The program focuses on AI and data science. It's the second edition of this program where the students will build a real AI model. They will engage into live hackathons, work on AI prototypes, explore the complete AI product journey from idea to execution, understand how top AI startups succeed and apply those lessons for their own innovations. Let's get ready for this powerful session. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Vishnu. On to you, Dr. Vishnu.
Thank you, Tarun. Thank you for the kind introductions. So in this particular session, we have split this session into three parts. First is introduction to AI, so that everyone is in the same standing. Then we will actually see what are the business transformations that are going to happen due to AI. And we will unravel how AI native businesses are built. AI native businesses are generally the businesses that are built around AI. So they don't have traditional issues, but rather businesses that take AI as the key source of the competitive advantage. That is the first part. And then how current businesses, for example, different businesses in India, Indian Railways, Reliance Industries, etc., how do they actually integrate? They are existing businesses. So how do they integrate AI in their processes? So this would help us understand where the skill change is going to happen. So as the businesses change, skills also change along with it. So that is a traditional historical trend that actually happens. So for example, there was a trend where coders, because app development and web interface development was in peaks, so coders were in high demand. Now there is a certain skill change that happened, because of which there is certain skills that are needed for a particular workforce. So that is what we are going to deal with today, and I will start my presentation. Yeah. So yeah. So today's presentation, as I have already told you, it is split into three parts. So we will understand how tomorrow's workspace is going to be and how you can actually contribute to AI native businesses, and you can start up your own business or build skill for working in the existing businesses. That's what today's masterclass is going to be. And it is a discussion across world. Across world, this is a grappling problem. What is the skill that is going to be in need in future, and what is the job roles that is going to be very important. For example, McKinsey, which is one of the most premium player across world, actually cut its workforce yesterday by 10%. So, which means that there is a systemic change that is happening and skills are also changing. So today's masterclass is about how to understand this particular systemic change to a certain extent. Yeah. So today's journey we will understand how a hype cycle actually works. So generally innovation goes to certain hype cycle and then they stabilize. So how does hype cycle works, and where the skills actually shift, and what is business transformation using AI, and how what is a new workforce reality and your action plans for tomorrow. So you are undergraduates and graduates. So what is your action plan for tomorrow? What things do you need for yourself to upskill? So that is what we are going to deal in today's class. So generally, we will understand the AI fundamentals first. AI is simulating human intelligence. So a it is a technology that actually simulates intelligence. So thinking, understanding, and doing. So that is what AI actually does artificially. So it simulates human intelligence. And based on this simulation actually occurs to past data. If you have worked in machine learning, if you have worked in AI, etc., you understand that it actually trains with the existing data we have and projects it to the future, understands the pattern and projects it to the future. That's what AI is all about. And AI, based on the understanding, based on the replicability, it is actually divided into three parts. One is artificial narrow intelligence, then artificial general intelligence, and artificial super intelligence. So this is a pyramid. So currently we are sitting at artificial narrow intelligence, trying to actually go towards artificial general intelligence. Narrow intelligence is simple. It actually does specific tasks. For example, chess AI. Chess, you have AI that actually does chess. So one of the first real world implications of AI was in chess. If you remember, Deep Blue, etc., etc., during 1990s, it was a huge chess competition between Deep Blue versus Kasparov. So that was a tradition. That chess AI actually does a narrow task of doing only chess. But as you know, actually over a period of time, chess, Stockfish or similar AI actually overshaded humans. So currently, Elo ratings, humans are around 2,800. The highest human rating is 2,880, and highest Elo chess AI machine is around 3,600, which means that is a kind of differential that we are seeing. So now currently human beings, ChatGPT does specific tasks. AI, Netflix recommender. Most of your Netflix that you're seeing is based on AI recommendation. Each and every person's Netflix account is personalized to have this particular AI. So that is the current reality that we are sitting in. So as we move up the ladder, it creates an intelligence that is most like a human level intelligence that actually understands humans' emotional needs, understands humans' ethical considerations, understands humans' problem solving in a much more broader fashion. Currently, ChatGPT does it to a certain extent, but not entirely. Most of your problem it can understand, but logics it is still failing. If you ask it twice or thrice only, it is able to understand. That is when we are actually projected in 2027, according to OpenAI and according to Claude, it is there in one form or other, 0.7 percentage, 0.7. But to create entire artificial general intelligence, it takes some time. And after artificial general intelligence, it would be super intelligence, which will have its own consciousness, self-improvement, beyond human capabilities, etc., etc. That is currently theoretical, and it takes a lot of time to actually create that. And currently, we are actually inching from artificial narrow intelligence and artificial general intelligence. That's the current landscape that we are in. So this is the fundamental concept of AI. And as you know LLMs, so every one of you would have interacted with LLMs. So I'm not discussing it in detail because you know how it works. The backend of LLM is transformers, and it actually developed in last 15 years only. This particular technology actually developed, and in addition, it actually predicts the next word. That's what a LLM actually does. Predicts the next word, next sentence, what human thinks next. That's what LLM does. That's one stream of AI. The next stream of AI is computer vision, which actually sees whatever human can see and understands, okay, if there is a stone in kidney, uh, if I train AI in such a way, it can identify stone in kidney. That's how computer vision works. So, which means that AI can actually see videos, images, etc. Currently, it is getting integrated into ChatGPT and LLM systems, but yeah, this is a separate form of AI. Next, robotic process automation. These are automation AIs that actually helps to automate certain processes, finance processing, HR operations, data entry, etc., etc. For example, most of your invoicing, most of your consumer onboarding, etc., etc., are done through robotic process automation AI. Then is a bread and butter, which is machine learning and predictive AI, which is based on the past data. What is the current inference that I can derive of that particular past data? So that is what machine learning and predictive intelligence is all about, and it is currently used in fraud detection, risk assessment, and your Netflix viewing pattern is based on this particular thing. Stock market analysis, weather forecasting models, etc., run on this ML and predictive analytics. And then natural process language processing, which is similar to computer vision, where it allows AI to see. Natural language processing allows AI to read, which means that it can actually read what humans can actually say, what humans can actually do, complex document analysis, etc. This is also integrated to LLM a lot. So it can do document analysis, sentiment analysis, translation, content generation, etc., etc. This you everyday interaction with LLM and ChatGPT will give you this particular. And the next part is these two are advanced, the last two are advanced, which is expert systems. Expert systems are the systems that are trained for that specific purpose. So, for example, medical diagnosis, it is trained for that specific purpose. And the key example is IBM Watson. So IBM Watson has separate entities that are trained for separate purpose. For example, legal entity of IBM Watson is trained only for legal purposes, because as you go deeper and deeper, so you could if you interact with ChatGPT more, you would understand that currently ChatGPT lacks depth in certain perspectives. Yeah, it does coding. Yeah, it does a lot of knowledge. But if you go one step, two step, okay. My question is, what is, for example, a medical question. What is cancer? It tells me. What is skin cancer? It tells me. What are the kinds of skin cancer? Then the level of depth decreases. As I go deeper, the level of depth of ChatGPT decreases. Why? Because it is trained limited in that particular knowledge, because ChatGPT's knowledge depends on the previous knowledge. Here, this particular AI systems are trained in proprietary data, and they specialize in this particular thing. For example, legal cases, your engineering project, AI, etc., rests on this. Then edge or IoT intelligence. These are AIs that have interface with physical objects. For example, IoT devices. For example, the one that actually rests in your system. So this examples for us is smart homes, your industrial AI, etc., your wearable tech that are integrated with a physical object. So that is this particular line. These are major trends in AI that is developing, in addition to the LLM systems that we are doing it. So that we can understand what are the other systems. So currently the hype cycle actually depends on the ChatGPT, on all the LLMs. But these are other things that can also have equal potential to actually disrupt this system. So Lee Yakun actually told that the next big thing actually does not come from LLMs, but rather robotics, etc., quantum computing, etc., that actually creates a much better understanding. These are the basics of LLMs, basics of AI, and basics of LLM that we dealt with. Okay, now we set a baseline. Now we understand how. Okay, now we know what is AI, we know what is machine learning, etc., to limited basics. So how do they disrupt business? So any business, Gartner, which is a market leader in market research, so actually told that any business actually undergo five phases. One, there is an innovation trigger that actually happens, because of which that particular innovation comes in. Then there is a expectation, inflated expectations. So, okay, let me give an example, cryptocurrency. So when cryptocurrency formed, okay, this is something new and innovative. Then everyone told that there is inflated expectations, which means that, oh, cryptocurrency can do this. It will increase the value by 10x. It is a replacement for dollar, etc., etc. So that was the second phase of things. Third is a trough disillusionment. Okay, then after which what happened is that okay, the promises that were made were unrealistic. So cryptocurrency cannot replace dollar, or could not do other things that it promised. For example, blockchain, etc., could not do. There is no implementation further. So there is a disillusionment. Then what happens after disillusionment? Any technology undergoes through, okay, it's not entirely bad, but I can use it to these things. Then happens this plateau of productivity. Currently, if you see NFTs, they also had this particular peak, and currently they are used in certain certifications, certain cryptocurrency, crypto encryptions, etc. So that way, every technology goes through this particular circle. AI is also taking this particular circle. Currently, we are at somewhere around that peak of inflated expectation. We will actually go through disillusionment and productivity plateau, but the hype to reality, yes, it is going to happen over a period of time. And what is that reality and how it will set in depends on based on the level of depression, level of disruption that is happening into a certain area. For example, how would retail industry be disrupted? That would be different. Versus how does coding or IT industry be disrupted? That would be entirely different. So every industry or every sector has their own level of disruption. So that is what this particular hype cycle is. We are almost reaching the peak of it, but this AI would actually create disruptions. That's what we are trying to prove with this particular hype cycle. So why is that? Numbers actually speak. So market reality check. So we have PW stating that 1.8 trillion global AI market size by 2030, which means that a lot of workforce is required for AI. And 96%, which means that around 100% of C-suite executives expect AI to boost productivity, and 13 trillion in economic value increase. And it is expected that 40% of Fortune 500 companies need dedicated AI teams, which means that you need to upskill yourself in the AI and ML or related data sciences field. Why? Because currently industry is moving in that particular direction. You also need to upskill yourself in such particular direction. So we will deal with in the future text, we will deal with the further slides. In Tech Trek at Jio Institute also, we will deal with in further 5 days. We will understand how this happens, etc., in much more detail. Today we will give a short introduction to all these things. So as you know, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Meta, etc., have invested huge investments in this. But if you notice, all these investments are happening, yes, well and good, but hiring is not happening across these industries. If you follow news, Microsoft would have actually sacked a lot of people. Google, the same scenario. Google told that large parts of their codes is written by AI, which means that investments is happening, hiring is actually getting reduced, or traditional business hiring is getting reduced. The other part, which is AI or agentic AI level of hiring, is increasing. So that's what it is happening. So if you see, almost all AI companies are actually very employee light. I will tell you an example. Midjourney. Midjourney is a image creation AI company. It's around valued more than 5 billion kind of valuation. The number of people in that particular company, it is 120. 120. So I will give you a relative size comparison. So for example, a relative company in India of that particular size of around 5 plus billion would have around 10,000 employees. So 120, where does 120, where does 10,000? So that is the level of difference that we are talking with this particular AI. So that being said, what are the different new models that actually get developed due to AI? So traditional models rely on linear processes, human dependent workflows, people work. So for example, coders would be there, testers would be there. There would be reactive. It actually relies on reactive decision making and limited scalability. What does AI native businesses, which are AI businesses that actually rests based on AI technology? What do they bring in? Mostly they bring in autonomous processes, operations. So if you know this particular AI systems, agentic AI, which means that, for example, let me tell a bank as an example. Bank has a teller, which is who actually interacts with the consumer, a manager, a financier, and a clerk who actually does a repeated tasks. But if I need to automate this particular process using AI, I will employ agentic AI in this process. Teller would be an AI, clerk would be an AI, the manager would be an AI. Each and every AI does different functions. So that is what happens in AI native businesses. There is autonomous operations that happens. In physical format, it is not possible much, but in the digital format, it is highly possible. There is a person that is currently building hedge funds. Hedge funds require high expertise, but still people are building such kind of systems. So we need to be very, very aware of it. And one more thing that happens with AI native businesses, hyper personalization. So currently businesses give ads in segments. Now the segments will get disrupted. Now each and every person, for example, Netflix did it very, very well. Most of the Netflix recommendation, 80% of it is run by AI recommendation, which means that every person is actually getting recommended their own personal thing, which means that currently businesses run based on clustering, which means that this particular segment, 18 to 25 segment, I need to run this particular ad. But that is, I might be in 18, but I might not like it. I might be in 25, I might not like this. So there is a certain differences even within in the segments. So that particular appreciation happens in AI. So it creates hyper personalization. So if you see perplexity actually hyper personalization. It actually collects all your data. ChatGPT as well, it hyper personalizes based on your own tone. If you actually ask it very in a very pleasant manner, it replies in a pleasant manner. Similarly, there is a level of hyper personalization that is involved, and there are many real world example. This is the difference between traditional business and AI native business. But traditional business example, the businesses that don't rest on AI, for example, Indian Railways or Reliance Industries or Airtel, Vodafone, Idea, etc., etc. These are traditional businesses. AI native businesses that rest only on AI. For example, Midjourney, Claude, etc., that actually Tesla, etc., that actually powers from AI as a core component. So that's what happens between these two level of businesses. That's a difference, and you need to appreciate this business to understand. Okay, these are the disruptions that are happening. So these disruptions actually influence your job. So, for example, if I eliminate manager's role in a bank, there is one manager who is not getting a job. So that way, there is a set of people who would actually not get job. In this particular presentation, future, we will see what is the set of people who will get more level of job, what skills get more jobs, and what skills actually are redundant or getting redundant over a period of time. So, but even traditional businesses actually currently trying to adopt AI. And what is the difference between traditional business adopting AI and AI native business? We will see in the next slide. So the strategic difference is it is incremental adoption. Why do I need to understand how traditional business adopt AI? Is because traditional business needs some people who actually are trained in AI or who know at least AI. You need to have so for example, I'm a pharmaceutical company and I don't currently deal with AI. So what kind of people would I be looking to hire is people who are expert in AI or people who have limited AI knowledge. Okay, AI knowledge needs to be there, but limited, but with high domain expertise. So they can come in and implement that particular thing for me. So that's the first set of change that happens in the traditional business. But in AI native business, you need to be very, very thorough about AI, ML, etc., to understand these particular changes. And similarly, even if you need to start up, this is going to happen. If you are going to start up a new company, you need it would mostly be, if it is not a product company or a kind of a company that deals with physical products, it will actually rely mostly on AI because it actually fastens your all the redundant processes. So even implementation, there is a change. Even skill requirement, you need specialized AI teams for traditional businesses that do it, and significantly requires upskilling program. So most of the companies currently across world, McKinsey's of the world, BCG, Bain's of the world are looking at upskilling their existing employees. So existing employees need to understand how AI systems work. That is when they actually increase their speed. So for example, before ChatGPT came, how many so your assignment writing skills, your coding skills, your other even your story writing skills would have certain issues, but with that you would have improved. So for example, creating a PPT. So we had this particular program for shapers in our college from 8th to 12th, where people from 8th to 12th standard actually came in. They actually design new products based on AI. That is a capability increase that we are seeing in through AI. Creation of products from zero to the product stage is narrow. So anyone can start up and create an active business as well. So that is the change that we are seeing. Uh, then there is a significant shift in hierarchy shift as well. So current AI, before AI systems, CEOs would be there, and mid-level, then the lower C-suites would be there, then VPs, directors, managers. That's a current organization. But with AI, if I have AI system, which means that I need very, very less number of people, AI system would be the lower level. The lower tier would be lower AI systems. Similar to the bank example that I gave, where manager is also AI, the bank teller is also AI, your accountant is also AI. So these people would be there. So for example, uh, Navi Mumbai branch of a bank. So that would be entirely AI-ized, and over which a manager will sit who will oversee different branches. So there humans would be actually come in. Their AI will also assist them, but humans actually takes care of most. And AI strategy director and AI CEO, etc. Those almost remain consistent, but this is the change that we are going to see. So because of which there would be very flatter organization, decision speed would be very high. There would be specialized roles. For example, AI trainers, AI ethicists, prompt engineers. So people hate the word prompt engineering, I know, but prompt engineers here means that prompt coders or prompt. So there are three levels of AI usage. The level one is you copy paste what you get from an LLM to as a final output. That's one. The second thing, a level of processing. For example, you get a code, you join different codes and create an end product. That is what a prompt engineer here I mean is not the first one where they copy paste the existing work as the output. Here they get inputs, various inputs from AI, and they actually grade it and they make it better. That's what I call prompt engineers, and it can create a cross-functional change. Even at a top level, it can create changes like AI officer, chief AI officer, chief ethics officer, and chief data officer. Currently, chief data officers are there, but they will have additional responsibility because of ethics of AI. So that is that particular workspace changes. The other changes that happens is a innovation level. So currently there are two kinds of innovation that one can actually see in AI. One is deep innovation. For example, creating new AIs. ChatGPT does it, Claude does it. Every week you see there is new model. Now Grok 3.5 for premium subscribers have come in. Claude Sonnet 4 and Opus 4 has come in. That is very good at coding, etc. Those are very, very deep innovation that happens. And these innovations require significant level of investments or significant level of works. But that is the deep innovation side. It requires skills of very high skills of AI knowledge. You need to publish papers, etc., etc. That is one line of it, innovation that will happen. The second line of innovation that will happen is that similar to entrepreneurship, where you will have market gaps. So, for example, there is a market for uh, a home identification, AI home identification, for example. That is a gap finding. There is a gap that this particular AI skills can address this particular business problem. So that is a gap finding way. These are mostly AI powered solutions. For example, most of your chatbots, most of your Zeptos of the world rely on AI powered solution, which means that most of your search pricing relies on AI-ized search pricing, etc. Those are AI over the existing business processes. So this is AI powered solution. Here, if you are going to start up, these are the two ways to actually monetize AI. One is you go into deep innovation, that people now call it deep tech, which means that you're going to LLMs, understanding transformers, creating new transformer, creating Indic language LLM, etc. That is one set. The other set is gap finding, which is this is a gap that market needs. For example, it can be stock market trading app. It can be anything. That is a market that is there. So I am creating an AI solution for it. It does not require a deeper knowledge that a deep innovation needs, but needs a specific knowledge. So that if you are going to start up with AI, these are the two things you need to create a differentiation. One is a business problem that you're going to solving. Other is a tech side of things. So a deep innovation or gap finding. That's a problem that you generally solve with AI. So that is how the innovation space landscape is actually evolving. So that is the innovation landscape, which is startup landscape. Now, existing industries. What are the industries that are going to impact highly of AI? So as you can see, the marked in red, financial services, healthcare services, retail to an extent, and manufacturing to a limited extent, but high impact industries only. So there is one theme that is common across these industries. These industries rely much on IT sector, which means that IT sector. So these are verticals that I'm dealing with. IT is across horizontal. So IT as a sector is going to get disrupted. So that will actually have very, very, very high impact disruption. That is a sector that we are going to be we as Indians rely much on IT sector. That is something that is going to be affected. And we can see most of the CEOs, for example, currently Zoho's CEO actually told that this IT or software engineering has become less of a differentiable skill what it commanded previously. 10 years ago, people commanded significantly higher margin or higher salaries for that particular sector. Currently, that won't be a case. And it is not one day, tomorrow it will happen. It will take its time, but this is something that is bound for disruption, as we can see launch of Devin, automatic coding, etc. This is going to happen. So these are the sectors that retail is going to have a very, very high impact, because as you know, Zepto, Blinkit mostly relies on autonomous systems per se. So then medium impact would be energy, education, transportation, media, legal, which would have a limited human element in it. Media has a certain set of human element in it that I cannot replace. Legal has there is a huge moat. Not everyone can become a lawyer. So that is a level of medium impact industries. And emerging impact industries, which are less impacted by this, are agriculture, construction, and hospitality. There is something that is common in this particular thing. Most of the things are physical. So anything that involves physical and less of computerized and more of physical, that would have very, very less impact. That's how we can categorize these industries and the effect of it. We will see in much more detail in Tech Trek, where you will join us. But now these are the high impact industries that will happen. And that being said, this is the industry level as well as business level changes that can happen. Now let us deal with what are the workforce level. What is impacting you? You as graduates, you as undergraduates, what is impacting you? Let us deal with that. So first, there would be a great recalibration. So there would be a great change, but it's a recalibration, what we call it. So there would be around 300 million jobs that would be affected by Goldman Sachs, but there would be high value jobs of 97 million that would be created. This is by World Economic Forum, which means that around 200 million employees would lose their job. That's a reality we are looking at. It's a very stark reality, but yes, it's a reality. So in that, 25% of the current jobs will have a significant transformation. The jobs won't go away, but there would be significant transformation. And see, even if you are currently a product manager or a marketing manager, you need to integrate AI with it. Without that, you would not get that specific role. So even if you are a construction engineer, even if you are a production engineer, even if you are any other engineer, integrating AI as a part of your process is becoming very, very, very stringent nowadays. But that 25% job at least exists. The other 12% job would be automated. What are the jobs? That also we will see today. So there is a huge reskilling imperative. And this is also one of the business gap that you can find if you are going to start up. There is a massive reskilling that needs to happen. Around 1 billion people need reskilling. So as you know, around 750 million people have adopted ChatGPT in the last 2 years. So that is a level of adoption that is happening. But though adoption is there, the grade of adoption, for example, copy pasting the exact ChatGPT output as the output does not cut. It needs further revision, further customization, etc., etc. That is why reskilling is required, and it's around 50% people that needs to be reskilled. So that's the entire workforce level changes. Now let us come to workplace level changes. That's a broad one. Workforce level changes is a broad one. Now we are coming to workplace level changes. What happens to your workplace? Your graduates, when you graduate, what will happen? So here there is a happy news. So there would be smart offices, and most remote work would be incentivized, though currently it is reduced, but over a period of time, because of the autonomous nature of the AI itself, it would be incentivized over a period of time. So this is going to happen, though this particular current work from office trend will decrease over a period of time. That is a trend that is being predicted. And work pattern also changes. So currently, for example, let us take railways as an example, or any other industry as an India Post as an example. So the office opens at 9 o'clock, ends at 5 o'clock, or any other private banks opens at 9 o'clock, ends at 5 o'clock. Now it would be asynchronous. Entire even physical systems, physical banks would be asynchronous, so that AI never tires. So from 9 to 5, it would be 24 into 7. Most of the businesses currently are 24 into 7, but now it would be all businesses, even construction to a certain level, agriculture to a certain level. So that is what we are going to get. A new workplace roles like AI trainers. This is an emerging landscape that if you are very, very well versed in AI, this is one landscape that is going to come up very, very heavily. And future office would be a human creativity plus AI efficiency office that you're going to see. And this is the workplace level revolution. So now let us see what are the skills that are going to get redundant. So this slide is a little bit important. Why? Because what skills currently you don't need. But issue is that most of the entry level skills that we are talking about. So entry level basic finance analyst, entry level coding, data entry level clerks, junior lawyers, traditional translators. Currently, if you see, if you, I don't know how many of you listen to Google I/O, which is a early conference on Google's latest trend, where they real time told how translation can happen with Google Meet. So I can speak in French. There, the lady spoke in Spanish, if I remember right, and the other person actually spoke. It was translated real time, no lag at all, real time to English. So that is a level of so people. There is this particular blog post that says that currently it's a blog post by a teacher who is actually teaching French to an English audience. So it's a bachelor's level program. There the students are asking, if AI can automatize my translation, why do I need to learn a new language at all? My bachelor's in language of French, I can do it for my recreational activity, but me getting a job becomes very, very hard with it. So that is a level of change that is happening. These are the routine cognitive tasks are going to be redundant over a period of time. Predictable physical tasks, for example, this has happened over a period of time, but yeah. So your customer service representatives. Now chatbots are doing it. Initially, chatbots, people hated chatbots, using chatbots with, even if you have used Swiggy, Zomato, the chatbots would have been poor. Currently, the chatbots themselves have become upgraded. Why? Because the capabilities of AI has increased over a period of time. And as you know, Midjourney and other currently VO, I would recommend you to actually see VO3's outputs. It actually beats the current graphic designers and VFX designers, which means that over a period of time, there would be AI movies that would be written, and the basic graphic designers, VFX designers, would face a tough task. Why? See, there are three ways a job role can be disrupted. The first way is your job role don't even exist anymore. So that is one way. The second way, there is a competitor named as AI that actually eats up your margins. As I'm a business, if I have a profitability margin of 10 percentage, if eats up my this 10 percentage, every employee gets 0 percentage hike, which means that I will become stagnant over a period of time. That might happen. That even at a mid level, this might happen over a period of time. So this is what is being predicted for IT industry over a period of time. There would be a level of stagnancy, then there would be a huge drop across. So that's what is going to happen. So even in information processing, research is a very, very high level role that a human can do. So it's understanding a new problem and solving a new human problem that no one attempted to solve with research, which means that it's a very, very high level problem. Even there are certain research assistants that are AI that actually replace this particular roles. So these are the skills that we face extension from, which means that uh, simple coding, predictable physical tasks, routine cognitive tasks, etc. These are going to get vulnerable per se. And skills that are going to get superpowers are over a period of time, though it would, as you know, the calculus is simple. 300 million are going to lose job and only 90 odd million are going to gain job. So even this will gain you to be part of that 90 million. Your AI collaboration skill. So here I added prompt engineering, though it is looked down upon. Here I mean prompt engineering the same. It's not just copy pasting what you get out of AI, but a certain level of coding, certain level of incremental understanding with it. And that is the first set. The second set is how can you interact effectively with AI? That is going to be a key indicator in doing all this. The second set of skills that are important are emotional intelligence that are currently ignored to a larger extent, and creative problem solving, ethical decision making, and complex communication. These are human skills. Inherent human skills are very, very, very hard to replicate, and this is where your expertise need to lie in. So if you are emotionally intelligent, uh, so there is this quote: there are millions of apps in appverse, but what differentiate a good app and a great app is if they can understand human intelligence, emotional intelligence of human, understand how humans complex decision making actually works. So that human skills, if you have, you can make and shine yourself in the AI systems. And the third one is AI augmented expertise. You be AI powered data scientist, AI assisted engineers, AI enhanced doctors, AI enabled teachers. Okay. So generally, if you work with AI, you can become unstoppable. You can start up your own business. You, even at the current role you are at, you can actually shine in the current role that you are in. And this is a matrix. This is a condensation of that particular matrix. Most endangered skills are the skills that are commoditized skills and that provide very less value to consumers. And the value creation is very less, and it is very, very commoditized, which means that everyone uses it, which is mostly basic financial analysis, data entry, data review, etc. Those kind of skills become redundant. Then high value skills that actually future looks for is creative problem solving, ethical decision making, emotional intelligence. Why? And in addition to this, specific inherent set of AI and ML understanding. That is very, very key. All these future-proof skills, in addition to this future-proof skills, there is a basic skill of machine learning understanding and an AI understanding that you need to have to shine in an organization. And there are certain AI augmented profession as well, that as you can see in the slide. So these are the two different ends of the spectrum, and you don't want to be in the most endangered skill spectrum. Rather, you want to be in a future-proof skill spectrum. And if you have any doubts, coding, the raw coding that actually does not have require such cognitive effort will fall in most endangered skill spectrum. Even high cognitive skills coding will also fall somewhere near it. Why? Because now ChatGPT or LLMs have mastered it. So there is this current coding level, top coders, among top coders, AI ranks around 30th rank, which means that if you have ChatGPT, it means that you have 30th world's 30th best coder. What else do we need? So that is the level of matrix that we are functioning in. This is how the third one, AI transformation skills matrix. How does it work? So from manual coding, if you are an AI assisted developer, it's a 5x times faster development, which means that uh, the margins are going to be 5 times lesser. Why? Because your consumers or your customers would expect faster delivery. And AI powered analytics also increases. There is a multiplier, huge multiplier effect that will happen with human expertise. That is why the current working formula is simple. Human expertise, which is domain knowledge, you can be finance majors, you can be production majors, you can be mechanical engineers, etc., along with a certain set of AI skills. So, for example, if you're an engineering major with mechanical engineering, you need to have certain AI tools in that specific domain. You need to expertise yourself in, and continuous learning. See, AI over a period of time, from 2022 to 2025 that we are sitting in, GPT has evolved from not even able to write 5 lines of good sentences to writing PhD level thesis papers. There are papers that are published with only AI, and I will tell you, researchers are using AI to very, very high extent, and it has given them wings as well. So that is a level of increase that is happening. You need to actually track these changes. You need to listen to all the yearly announcement of Google, early announcement of Claude. Claude had its announcement 2 days back, Google a week back, etc. So you need to keep track of this particular changes to increment. How can I apply this particular skill to my area of expertise? That's what you need to ask this particular question. So as we already see, the 5 key pillars would be technical fluency, which is AI capability, creative problem solving, ethical leadership. How your understanding of AI ethics is very, very critical. Why? Because now with AI, you have superpower to actually predict what personal things people actually have, which means that the level of personalization increases, which means that you can actually predict what is the next purchase of a particular person. But if you give them the next purchase of that specific person on a very predictable level, that person would not buy from you. Why? Because they have certain privacy issues, which means that your ethical understanding, your decision making needs to understand this ethical level of issues and understanding AI biases, AI fairness. So as you know, AI is actually not so good at Indian languages, not so good, and it does not express marginalized communities, which means that I'm a, for example, I'm a Tamil speaker. uh, it does not understand nuances of Tamil. I, as a Tamil person, it does not understand it. Why? Because it's not trained with that particular language much. So that is a level of biasness that happen, which means that if you are building an app, or if you are working in a company that actually does consumer segmentation using AI, you are underrepresenting me. That is also an understanding that you need to get. So the next one is continuous adaptation. I told you that you need to adapt yourself continuously. The fifth one is human connection. You need to see AI can do all your automated tasks, but you are the person who makes a winning or a losing. Why? Because anyone using your product, anyone using your service needs certain level of human connection. Without that particular human connection, there is nothing. And even if you are a mechanical engineer, production engineer, computer science engineer, understanding that particular human psychology is very, very important. Why? Because all your other processes are automated. Now you have a lot of free time to work on all the other things. Previously, it was not there. We are looking at human skills uh, 3x, which means that human skills will increase by 3x. So our productivity and understanding of human knowledge should also be that much. So as your competitive advantage today would be to learn as much as AI as possible. What are the evolutions of it? Not only use it for the current processes. Yeah, you are using it for assignments, you are using it for other things, coding, etc. That is okay. But if you can write a prompt and code it, any person with a limited knowledge of English or even any language can write a prompt and code it, which means that you are actually becoming redundant over a period of time. So you as a person needs to actually create a competitive advantage for yourself. Your competitive advantage lies in your technical skills, your basic knowledge of any area that you're in. If you are a business graduate, your business knowledge. If you're a mechanical engineer, your basic understanding of mechanic knowledge. So that makes you better, as well as understanding AI and how to implement it. And tomorrow you would actually work along with it. And in future, you would work along with AI human hybrid teams. There are a lot of people who would doomsday this particular thing, that AI would actually take over people's job. As we saw, it will take over. I'm not denying to that fact, but it will create huge value to human civilizations over a period of time, as well as you being a top of it, which means that you controlling that specific AI for creating value to even the last set of audience that is currently not catered. That is what it is. Matlab, uh, underprivileged people currently can be served very, very easily. Why? Because other costs have been limited. Any innovation, railway as an innovation actually brought in huge industrial processes, and that actually created a labor, and it created improvement across human civilization. So right from human civilization, average human beings life was around 20 during the time of 25 during the time of railway introduction, but currently we are sitting at 60. Why? Because not only railway, but it's a key initiator. Along with it, there are other things. Similarly, we need to use AI in such fashion that can actually increase the human value itself. And my call to action would be to start your journey today, understand it. This is what we are going to do in our tech trick, where you will come and understand this particular process, where you will understand where we will supplement your domain knowledge with AI knowledge. We will understand basics of ML, basics of AI, etc., etc., to complement your current knowledge that we have a very good. We will start with the basics of machine learning and go into advanced NLP, computer vision, and we will have hackathon, etc., etc. And my quote is simple: AI won't replace humans, but humans who use AI will replace humans who don't. Which means that AI essentially won't replace it, but humans who use AI. This can be seen with an example of computers. People thought computers will replace humans over a period of time, but now a person using computer has replaced person who didn't use it. That's what we are going to look at. And finally, not this is one slide that I want to focus on. Key learning platforms. Most are available. Most of are available at YouTube. If you want to understand AI, CS50 AI in YouTube is very good. MIT AI classes are there. Those are good. Coursera courses, Udacity courses are there, so you can understand a little bit of things. And I will recommend you. to go to 𝘕𝘐. 𝘕𝘐 is an open source research platform that gives cutting edge level of what are the research that are going in the AI field. So if you are a mechanical engineer, you can understand, okay, mechanical engineering, currently what is the world sitting at? Which means that I know the highest point in the world of AI and machine learning that is happening right now. So I would be top of everything that is happening. Which means that, okay, tomorrow there is a new lathe, new CAD system, CAD CAM system that actually disrupts the entire CAD CAM. So I would know it, which means that I would be the first person to know that particular skill and I would be the first one to benefit out of it. And this can also help in to create a lot of business ideas. If you're going to start up yourself, it will help in a lot of business ideas, etc. Your daily AI tools would be, you would also already know it, ChatGPT, Copilot, Midjourney to an extent. Notion is good for AI enhanced productivity. So other things, you can watch a lot of podcasts, and Reddit is very good at it. Currently, it's a little bit less, but Reddit machine learning and AI Twitter is also a very good place to get all these things. Sometimes AI Twitter is actually doom scrolling or something, but currently it's good. You can keep track of all these news in this, and we would also welcome you again to Tech program. Yeah, thank you. We will discuss any questions if you have.
Thank you very much, sir. So now we will take few of the questions that students have asked. So I'm also parallelly displaying few information about the tech track in case you want to have more understanding. Okay. So going to the questions. So most of the questions I think we have answered. There are 4 questions, sir, that we are keeping here that we thought you will take it better. So one of them is, if we want to implement AI in the IT organization, how we have to do. For example, we have healthcare and co-repaid
Corporate code domains.
corporate card domains. Then if we want to implement the AI in this, how to do?
So, current systems are if you are an IT organization, the clients that you are facing. So, for example, healthcare clients or corporate cards, for example, currently would sit in traditional systems, which would be mostly digital 1.0 or digital 2.0 systems that are not AI compliant. So, you need to create a AI digital transformation roadmap. So, first part of things would be the mechanical part of things, which means that, okay, these are the use cases that I can actually generate. And for healthcare, for example, currently, this particular hospital, for example, let me take hospital chain. If you are dealing with hospital chain as your client, currently they are sitting at these points. So there is a reception, then there is a attendant who attends you, then there is a nursing assistant, then there is a diagnostician, then there is a doctor. So each and every points collect a data. So currently you would be processing that specific data using your ML model. But what if you can automatize this particular process using agentic AI, which means that each and every step, if I can include this particular AI, and what is the AI that you need to choose based on your own understanding, and that is how you need to break your consumer, which means that healthcare or corporate card domain, into bare basics, which means that this is the workflow that is currently happening, and how do I actually implement a AI workflow in this particular process. You need to break down into bare basics. That's the first one. The second one that you need to do is how to actually that is the mechanical part of things. Then is humans. See, any technology or any app that you create, anything that you create needs AI adoption. So if adoption is not there, you can do all the backend activity per se. That's the simplest thing. Second one is AI adoption, which means that people who are working there needs to understand how AI works. So which means that you need to give specific set of training to lower level staff, then mid and high level staff. So that is the second set of level of understanding, which means that you need to actually create a roadmap for each and every organization that you are working with, and you can actually create solutions around it, which means that AI transformation for healthcare, you can create easy solutions around it. That is how you actually do this particular implementation, because it has a mechanical part and it has a human part towards this particular ecosystem. But I will be happy to discuss in detail. This is a broad answer that I can give as of now, but I would be happy to give a very specific answer based on the feedback that I've read.
So we'll quickly take three more questions, sir. Next question is, which is the best using is existing tool which are there in the outside market? I think you have already covered it as a part of your
We
presentation.
have covered. See, that is based on your own understanding. So, for example, if you like coding, so there are certain LLMs that are good at coding. So, even you can go to Devin, for example, if you're going to do software engineering, full scale software engineering, you can actually do Devin. Uh, then you can actually use other LLM tools as well. So that is based on your own requirement. So you need to understand. So that is why I will tell you each and every. So I do research, right? So whenever I need to do initial understanding of data, I will go to ChatGPT and give the data and have an initial understanding of data. But if I do the same in Claude and Gemini, it's not good. Similarly, if I give Claude and Gemini any visual tasks, which means that I need to create a this particular PPT that you've seen, the content I created, the visualization for the PPT was created by Claude. I will tell you this particular thing. So based on the requirement that you have, you need to do it. You can create your own tools based on the API. So you can use OpenAI APIs, you can use any of the APIs to build your own tools, but that is a costing problem, business problem of costing problem. That is a broad answer that I can give now. Specifics we can come in detail.
Thank you, sir. The next question is, if we want to build an AI application, which APIs are preferable? Which is API that are safe and reasonable costing, if consider data safety also as one of the aspects.
Safety way, I don't think none of the API, unless you go with the major ones. There is no, if you use major ones, there is no, as of now, there is no issue with the safety purpose. There won't be any issue with the safety purpose if you use this. But for reasonable costing, you need to understand why do you use that API for. See, if you are having a reasoning task, you need to use a separate API. For example, I will recommend Claude's reasoning or Gemini's reasoning. Why Gemini's reasoning? Gemini is one of the most cheapest one among the available. Or you can go to open source models like DeepSeek, etc., where you deploy your own model. You can build on its own. But API depends mostly on whether it is a routine task or high. So create this matrix. In one axis, create routine task or high value task. That's one matrix that you deal with. The other matrix is costing, high cost, low cost. If it's routine and low cost, go with a lower deprecated models. For example, GPT-3 or GPT-3 point, they are cheaper, much cheaper. Currently, they are available very, very cheap. Even Gemini. So if you want to select these APIs, go for LLM Arena. They give certain scores for APIs. So you can go there, LLMs. You can go there and choose this particular thing. But I will ask you to create this matrix. What is the level of thinking that is involved? If it's routine, if it's a high value, and what is the cost that you are willing to incur? That this is a matrix you need to create, on which then you deploy this particular area. And if you go for the top 4 or top 5, there is no safety issues per se. See, there is always a ethics issue that come in after processing, but pre-processing safety issues, I don't think most happen, but this is a broad answer. This is a matrix you can use across to API this thing. Then how API helps cyber security and forensic science. Yeah, it has huge applications. So most of your forensic science, though, it is a downward, it has disrupted the entire forensic science. It has mostly your I will recommend to you to actually see a survey paper on forensic sciences and disruption of AI. Means right from your DNA collection to matching, which took many days. Now it has very streamlined, etc., etc. Cyber security, again, it has disrupted that cyber security. But see, currently with free LLMs, people are actually creating autonomous bots. If you see, currently autonomous bots have increased in a huge fashion. So that is something that has created a new cyber security problem itself. But it's just also solving it in separate other domains as well, because everything is actually taken care of. Then we are looking to change and implement AI. See, that's a very broad. We are looking to change and implement AI in organization for business process. Once again, the same answer holds the previously. That also holds here. See, it has two parts. One is a mechanical part. You need to create workflows for it. You need to actually optimize each and every workflow. Where is my data storage? How can I bring? You need a system level thinking. So how to create a system in this particular process? So system is anything that has an input, process, output. So every process that happens, if you can create a systemic thinking towards that process and try to agentize that particular process, you would be half there. But the other tough half is your uh, people part. People part is very important, and that is people part is one thing that you need to nail it. So that's a broad answer. I can get into detail on private chat, but as of now, I can give you that particular answer. What should we do as a fresher to learn and get experience in the field of AI? ML and AI is most competitive, not hiring freshers in this field. See, it's not about not hiring freshers in the field. It's about what is the project that you're going to do. See, what is the project that you have done? If you are doing projects, if you are doing good projects that are valuable, I will tell you with my full heart that you are going to hire, and people are looking for very high skilled people, and that is what is important. One is your projects, your GitHub projects, small projects that you do, and your large projects, your company projects that you do. That is first thing. And the second thing, if you want to go into deep tech side of things, you actually need to you need to do a research paper side. That is also a good area where you can actually increase your expertise. Uh, Currently, I will tell you, there are organizations that actually look for very high skilled. If you publish in very good journal, or if you publish in very good conferences, there are good conferences in them. If you publish in them, at a start, go for Indian conferences, then go for international conferences. See the standards. If you can replicate the standards, I will 100% tell you that there is, you as a fresher, there won't be any problem per se. So that's what I will tell you. Go to project making, go to paper development, etc., etc. So then AI and chatbots have not. Yeah, see, I will take an example. AI and chatbots have not given correct type of results. How can AI usage can be enhanced in the area? Yeah, see, 2020, if you see, if it have used AI and chatbots in 2020, you would be like, after second message, you would be like, leave me alone. I need to I need to go to I need to talk to a human. Now it has improved a bit. Yeah. So over a period of time, it will improve as uh, currently API integrations across various chatbots is happening in through various apps. If they become successful as ChatGPT, or I refer ChatGPT and LLMs together, which means that if I refer ChatGPT, which means LLMs. So LLMs are used, then that can be enhanced. So this is a good business idea as well. So creation of new chatbots per se. Elvin actually does a good job. Levin AI actually does a good job in it. So there are companies that actually do it. Then whether AI usage can be performance evolution. Yeah, currently a lot of companies are actually doing it, and there is a huge disruption. So whether AI disruption can be used for performance evaluation of employees, I will tell you, currently most of the employers, the companies are hiring your CV based on LLMs. So LLMs have been used for your CV screening, and LLMs would be used for performance evaluation. Why? Because it automates the entire process and creates a little bit of more fair evaluation than a human evaluation per se. So yes, it is hugely in use. So then can we build own AI bot with LangChain? Yeah, you can actually build your own AI bot. See, currently there are two things. You can actually create your own knowledge base over which you can actually build your own AI bot. That is one. Without using any of the OpenAI tools or any of the APIs, etc., etc., you can, but you need to have a specific set of training to that particular AI bot, language trainings to that AI bot, voice modulation training to that AI bot. If it is a voice AI, if it's not a voice AI, it's just a chat. Then you need to understand what is the emotion that an AI bot delivers, what is the customer interface, etc. What is the purpose, and there are a lot of startups in this particular place, and you need to actually do it. And that is the answer for that. And for minor tasks like own company HR policies, I am not understanding that for minor tasks like own company HR policies. Yeah, own company HR policies, you can use it, but if you can put it in detail, it would be helpful. I'm currently not understanding that specific question. How safe is it use any of the LLM APIs in company? So see, it is uh, currently it is used across. So for example, if I'm Goldman Sachs, I'm the largest uh, finance company, and Goldman Sachs deals with a lot of private data, a lot of confidential data. Even they have exclusive arrangements with across various companies, various LLMs, and have their own API access, and they do the processing through it. So that is there. McKinsey, for an example, they have created the PPI deck, their PPT deck creator. So which is craze among McKinsey employees. So which means they are actually using ChatGPT only, I think. That's the API that they're using, and they have automatized the deck creation process. So that's a craze among those people, and now they are fearing that okay, my job is in threat or not. As we can see, 10% people got sacked in McKinsey. So yeah. Is there any recommends what type of projects? What type of projects? Based on your own skills, see what type of projects I can guide you, but I cannot tell what type of projects needs to be done. See, it is based on your interest. You might be interested in finance, you might be interested. You can even make projects in art. So
So I
projects.
think this question is from the context of Tech Track program as we
Acha.
are
Okay.
helping them make projects over there.
Okay, then. Okay. Yeah, sure. You can contact me in LinkedIn. No issues. Can we provide the data to a model and connect with IVR? Yeah, that is happening. So can we provide data to a model and connect with IVR? So queries for
Yes.
customers without the need of sales team. Yeah, that's happening. It is in primitive space. Yeah, matlab, if you go to Jio or if you go to any other this thing, yeah, it's in primitive space. But yeah, that's a currently IVRs are actually very boring, if you ask me, but it can be made very, very interesting. That's a startup that you can also look at. Uh, Based on you can train as many. You have a lot of chat data sets that are available. You can train the chat data sets, and you can yourself create a proprietary AI for it. So that's something, or a machine learning model for it, and you can ask can sell your proprietary model for IVR. So that's a good one. Yeah. Is it possible?
Well, thank you very much. I think you have very patiently handled quite a big number of questions that keep on popping up even after we answered so many in written. I request all the participants, if you still have questions, you can always WhatsApp them on the mobile number which is displayed on the screen, and with the help of Vishnu sir, we would love to answer all the technical questions if it is related to the Tech Track program. We will also love to answer them. Thank you very much. Thank you
Thank you all.
everyone
Thank
for
you all.
joining today's session. Look forward to have quite a lot of you for this 1 week, 5 day summer program at our wonderful campus in Navi Mumbai at 𝘈𝘬𝘴. Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. Thank you for attending. Thank you, Tarun. Thank you.